As the Parliament's Committee of Finance wraps up an inquiry into the government proposal to acquire 150,000 preference shares from Roko Construction Company, they interfaced with the Deputy Solicitor General, Pius Biribonwa, who assured the committee on the safeguards that government has secured in the share agreement to protect its investment.
It is true, the reason why you are considering this matter, that Roko is distressed. And that is why you are considering intervening in this matter.
Roko is a company incorporated in Uganda, but its shareholders are not Ugandan. So once government takes part or gets some of these ordinary shares, then government will partially own it. We will take it as a local company. We will get to believe that it's a local company. Right now, among the shareholders, they are from Citiesland.
The 5 safety valves are as follows. The Trade Development Bank, where government is going to acquire the 202 billion, will disburse funds directly to the suppliers and creditors of government projects, not to Roko. Roko will only acquire additional loans with express approval of government representative in the company. Government will recruit a chief internal auditor. There will be restructuring of the board level to provide better corporate governance. There is a commitment by Roko and its shareholders not to dispose of or strip company of any assets without approval of government.
The majority members, the other members on the board would overrun that vote. However, we feel that this is a reasonable safeguard not to give the board a free rein in decision making.
Joseph Chibuka, transaction advisor of Roko Construction Company, assured Parliament that although members are against the preference shares, but they give government more advantages in the joint venture and their form of equity.
Equity is both preference shares as well as ordinary shares. Within the preference shares, you will define other rights such as participation in decision making, to which these kinds of shares really speak to in the form of veto powers.
However, there were concerns that the Ministry of Finance deviated from the presidential directive to acquire equity in Roko and went for less valuable shares that don't give government control over management of Roko.
All legal procedure to acquire equity. Those were the instructions of the president in Roko company. Now, the only way you can deviate from that letter, if you bring an extract of cabinet that says that decision was moved away from.
The committee members also expressed concerns that the share agreement, whereas it provides government veto powers on the board in terms of approving loans and annual budgets, is silent on the urgency to restructure the management of the companies to recruit competent managing director.
If you can also address that through the share agreement to give us comfort that once this transaction is approved by Parliament, management restructuring will be taken as a priority, then personally I'll be comfortable.
But committee members are still strong on the position for government to acquire ordinary shares in Roko.
Let them have more than 51%. Government becomes a majority shareholder. That answers to the concern of the bankers that the government has not taken over Roko.
Download the app on App Store or Google Play Store now. Vision Digital Experience, the future of media.